Mark here for the Mark 2.0 podcast. Got Bill Fehr here. Bill, say hello to everyone.
Hey guys, thank you for having me, Mark. What a privilege and honor to be on your podcast, my friend.
Oh, for
All the way from
sure. I
Toronto.
mean, you're an inspiration to everyone worldwide fighting this.
Buddy, a year ago I would have never thought that would have been possible. But if I can be a small little beacon of light to in a world of darkness right now, so be it. It is what it is. I just simply want all humanity to have a chance here.
Oh, for sure. And it's all about, human rights. And it's gotten to the point where we have to take a grassroots effort. Why don't you say so?
You're 100%. I mean, listen, like I said, a year ago, I would have never thought that that I would be sitting here doing this and talking about this. I just simply wanted to run my two businesses, take care of my family, leave a legacy, and really just live a respectful, honest life. I mean, my goodness, who thought we would be sitting here talking about something that our ancestors talked about in World War II? On a scale that I never thought I'd ever see in my lifetime. It's crazy. Last year at this time, we were sitting on a beach in the Dominican.
Yeah.
So
now give a little background to your business.
Well, JW Foods, we're in Toronto, Ontario, in Canada. JW Foods been in business for 25 years. Our father built this plaza back in the 70s. He ran a very successful food business out of here right up to 95. We took it over in 95 and became a provincial licensed plant, which means that you're in the States, is that correct?
Yeah, in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, so up here in Canada, how it works is a farmer sells to an abattoir who sells to a licensed provincially inspected processing plant. So it could be us within in the province of Ontario for resale purposes, or a federal plant right across Canada and the US. We're on a provincial level. So we're a processor before it goes to butcher shops, retail stores, and everybody else. So that's the Traceability Act of Canada under a socialist country. This is what we are up here. You guys are capitalist. I don't know if you guys have ability to deal directly with farms, but we do not have that ability up here because it's the control system of the government that we have in Canada. That's how it's been set up for traceability. So that's why we became that, because we dedicated our company to health and wellness and taking care of what God gave you, your God-given body, your personal body, which you can never trade in. So we were always an advocate of health and wellness and taking care of God's gift to you, your body. And then we got thrown into this mask and virus and the world that we're in right now, and it's a whole different world.
Oh, exactly. And for the record, you're not against masks or anything. You're just about human rights. If
You know what?
somebody wants to
I've never
wear
been
a
against.
mask, wear.
I've never been against masks. Never have. And I was on a podcast earlier, and this is what I'm going to say. God gave you a choice in life. Every human being on this planet has a choice, and under a free country, under a sovereign country, under a sovereign person, a creation of God, you have a right to choice. You have a right to how you want to live your life and how you want to progress in a society of free people that we think we are. Now we realize that we're not so as free as we thought we were. So one thing I don't do is I don't violate the Charter of Rights or your Constitution or anything. I think those were fought for and by our ancestors, and those should be respected under our laws that we have, our existing laws that we were all born with. Now, when somebody comes in and you have a choice on how you want to live and if you want to wear a mask, you don't want to wear a mask, I don't get into that debate because that's a personal choice. But as a company, I will never violate your rights. I will never go against your choice. And you have a right to walk into my store, walk into our business, and feel free to make that choice. I always refer to it this way. If a woman, and I personally I am against abortion. And this is how I explain it. I'm against abortion, period. But it's not my right to tell a woman what she should do with her body. Quite frankly, I think that if a woman decides that she wants to do for whatever reason, have an abortion for whatever reason, that's between her and God. It's not I have no right to tell her what to do. Who knows the circumstances? Like me, I was abused when I was a child. So when as an adult, I can't wear a mask because that's where the medical exemption comes in. I might look health and wellness, and I might be strong and big and tough guy now, but when I was a child, what happened to me and the abuse that I received at the church, I can't. When I put that on, I feel claustrophobic. I start to panic.
Yeah,
So you don't know. And that's where the right of choice comes in. You have a right to choice. And you should not be criticized by anybody out there looking at you like you are a walking disease. I'm
exactly.
fine.
Yeah, that's what I don't get in 2020 and 2021. The completely healthy people like you and I and millions of others are treated like vile parasites. You know,
It's
it,
sad.
it's
It's
very sad.
showing the division. It's showing the division of the people. And I think there's a higher calling here. We are now waking up to the fact that this has gone on for almost a year, and we've woken up a lot of people to what's truly going on, that this is deeper than we ever thought it would be. This is bigger than what we ever thought. You guys down there in your states, with the election and everything that went on down there,
Yeah,
and we saw all this. We saw how things can turn like that.
yeah.
How fast life can change. How fast, it doesn't matter what your political level is, it can be taken from you. And we don't know what the truth about everything that happened in your situation down in the States with your elected officials.
Yeah.
But common sense tells us that there's more to this than we're being told on an international scale. Why is it that I have a best friend that just came from Russia? Okay, he's Russian.
Yeah.
He came from Russia, and he told me everybody in Russia is going out. Everybody in Russia has no mask on.
Yeah. Look at
Everybody
China
in Russia
too.
is living the dream.
Yeah.
But
Trudeau's
yet we're
favorite
being
country,
told that
China too.
Russia's
Yeah.
but yet we're being told that Russia is like a communist. Oh my God, the dictatorship, the KGB,
Mm.
they're telling on he goes, this is all propaganda. He goes, it's not. He's my best friend. He wouldn't lie to
Yeah.
me. He
Yeah.
goes, so we need to wake up. What is truly going on in our society? What has happened to our people?
And the one thing, that I want to touch upon, that because we mentioned this, I don't know if you knew this today. Fauci and the CDC comes out and says, yes, it's better to wear two masks. I just don't get this. I mean, we were people in the States here. We wish that, someone like you were our health official, not that we need a health official to begin with. God is our supreme leader. God
You know
keeps us
what?
healthy. God protects us from fear. God takes care of us.
Absolutely. 100%, my friend. You see, one thing up here in Canada, we have common law, which I'm not going to get into on this one, because that's a whole different debate.
Exactly.
We got Universal Charter of Rights, which came out of common law, and in Canada we have a thing called the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights has been sheltered from the people because a lot of people don't realize that the Bill of Rights was actually signed out before the 1970s into the 60s and earlier, and it's under God. Under God as the creator. Under we as a creation of God's love. All of us are a creation of God. We are not a separation of state. We're not a separation of people. We're not a separation of religion. We're not a separation of anything. We are all a creation of God. And up here in Canada, we have the Charter of Rights that was created in the 70s. That all of a sudden they took out God out of the Charter,
Oh,
out of the
wow.
Bill of Rights. And so, what has happened is, in the world that we live in, when we were growing up, I'm in my 50s now. God was in everything. God was in our schools. God was everywhere. And then we prayed. We did the Lord's Prayer. We sang our national anthem. None of that is done anymore in school. None of that is done in our schools, our public systems, our high schools. Nothing. They don't do that anymore. So there was a division here. I honestly believe right now we are experiencing, as a human race, a smack in the head from God saying, wake up, come back to me, because I need you to come back to realize the importance of having God as number one and everything else is secondary. What is going to save us as a human race and as a species and as a free society is that we're all under God, and that's very, very important. God will reign. God does not lose. As
Yeah.
long as he's sitting on that throne, I strongly believe that we are in a good position to take back our free world and our societies.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, all these people, at least here, and I'm sure, I don't know if it's different in Canada, because it doesn't look like people like Trudeau, or the health officials over there, Tam and all them. I don't think they're that well liked, but over here, they're like worshiping this Fauci, Bill Gates. When did Bill Gates become a medical expert? And when did I talked to somebody yesterday, a coworker, and I'm like, so you want to take this jab, Yeah, I got to watch what I say, or else they'll
I hear you.
censor it. But so you want to take this? You say you're a Christian. You want to take this. So when did Bill Gates become a Christian? Because Bill Gates promoting this, you're taking something that Bill Gates is promoting. It's just sad to see. I mean, that's a whole nother story. But in Canada, do they respect the health officials, or is it more like, we're sick of this? We want to reopen. We want to do this. We want to do that. Remove the, face coverings.
Well, I call it the Great Awakening, which we all started to hear this Great Awakening word. There's a lot of patriots, a lot of people that are actually starting to come out to the forefront and start to take their stand against what's actually happening out there, because for the future of our children and our offsprings and everybody in humanity as we know it. This is not just a Canada U.S. issue. This is a
No,
global
worldwide,
issue.
global
This is
agenda.
huge.
Yeah.
And when I got on Rebel News there, and they came out and they did the big interview here, I've been getting calls from Australia, New Zealand, Germany, I even Ireland, all over the states, all over the place. And the movement that is happening out there is huge. Nobody knows who to believe. Nobody knows what to believe when it comes to the media and the propaganda that we've all come to know as we thought was free speech on these social media platforms. But now we're having to deal with now we're going into podcasts for patriots, and that's exploding right across because this is our way of communicating to each other
Yeah.
and getting the message out there on truly what's happening out there. But I'll tell you, my business, I was actually worried to the fact that possibly this could affect my business, but it's
Yeah.
gone up tenfold. My company's gone up. The amount of people that are walking through that door that are not mask wearers and mask wearers is huge. And on top of it, we're experiencing like up here, I had the Toronto Police, which is our police force,
Yeah.
the Toronto Police and the bylaws show up at my store on Monday.
Hmm.
And I had to escort them all out of the business because I told them that they had no authority inside my store. Once you understand law and you understand your rights, you understand how to stand your ground, and then to be able to put a block and say no. See, I won't allow you to do that. Not to mention I'm German descent, so that kind of helps there too. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that your store represents is that these people can, unite in harmony. Like you said, if you want to wear a mask, wear one. If you don't want to wear one,
Absolutely.
don't wear one. Here you'll get, now I don't get backlash because I know which stores to go to, right? When I'm not working, when I'm working, if I'm forced to wear one, what can you do? But when I'm not working, I personally don't wear one. I
Yeah.
don't,
No,
and
absolutely.
people here, and I bet you it's the same way in other places in Canada, and I've seen it on like Rebel News and such, is that they shame people, and you shouldn't. You should just live in harmony. You want to do your thing, you do your thing, I do my thing. And the bottom line is, we are responsible for our own health. By us taking care
Absolutely.
of our health, we are of no public threat to anyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always say in the health industry, you can come to me because we're a health and wellness store, even though I'm a processing plant. But I have a beautiful retail store that is open to the public. And I've always been about promoting health and wellness and digestive health and making sure that because I always tell people we don't have the luxury of going to a body lot, I call it, and say, I want that body over there because that's a great looking body. And
Oh
I want
yeah.
to trade mine for that one. So you have a responsibility to take care of what you've been entrusted with. And this is our shell. This is a vessel, and you want to respect it like you would if you want to keep your car around for a long time. You want to take care of this. A car you could trade in, like you can't trade this in, but you can't blame a personal trainer because you're not getting results, because when you're by yourself, you are doing whatever you want to do. So when somebody comes in here and they're wearing a mask and they decide, I'm terrified, I just want to protect myself and my family. Hey, all the power to you if that's what you want to do. I personally refuse to live in fear, so I won't allow that to enter my body, because that's I
Yeah,
find that to be worse than any virus out there.
exactly. You said it perfectly. Now, have you inspired others to, just fight these, uh, you know, things that they're doing to us? I mean, because the bottom line is, if you talk about like the mask and all that they're doing, this is a policy. This is not a law. It's a policy. You
That's
know.
right.
Yeah, and
Yes,
it's the same way worldwide. They're
absolutely.
policies. They're not
It's
laws.
a mandate. A mandate
Yeah,
is not law.
exactly.
A
Oh
mandate
yeah.
is a suggestion. Um, Law is if they say in the English word, if they use the word must, you must wear this. That has to be passed by our parliament or your Congress, and it has to go to the highest levels of the courts, and they have to debate it. When you suppress the people for any reason, it has to go to the highest levels. Well, when you shut down the courts and a dictatorship tries to override that, your rights, sorry, we have mechanisms in place to prevent dictatorship from happening in our governments. And when that happens, the freedom of the people is suppressed, and that is not allowed. Here we have a governor general that's responsible under the Prime Minister of Canada, where if the Prime Minister wants to suppress the people for whatever health reason, they have to come up with 6 reasons under the charter, and they have to give those 6 reasons to the Governor General, who has to go before the Queen of England, which your people and your country are also under that rule as well,
Hmm.
because you are still, even though the United States of America is a very, very powerful tool in the international community.
Yeah.
But now we realize the fact that even your country is actually still under the rule of the empire when it comes to the Vatican and and England. So
Hmm.
all these things are coming to the forefront when we realize that the freedoms of our people on this side of the Atlantic Ocean are really not all that free as we always thought they were. And the truth is coming out. Like now we look at your history in America, where in the 1800s, America went bankrupt and was actually sold to under your current constitution, your current government was sold to England and the Vatican.
Hmm.
So all of a sudden, everybody is waking up that's been sleeping and going, "Whoa, what the hell's been going on? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I thought I was. Look, I'm praying to God that you guys come up here and invade us and take us over. I really hope. My grandfather was actually born in New Jersey, and he served in the 82nd Airborne Unit
Yeah.
as a paratrooper. He would be flipping over in his grave right now, thinking all those young men and women went over to Europe and fought for freedom. And what is going on? What the hell happened to our freedom? What happened to
Yeah.
our people? Man, I just want to run my business, be simple, run my business, pay my taxes, take care of my family, retire in peace, and be able to travel in a harmony, and to respect our fellow man and woman. That's
And,
all.
and I think you'll agree with me on this. Is one thing I want is truth. If you're lying to us over, virus or whatever it may be, anything, if you're lying to us, then why are us, the truth seekers, are being treated like scum because we're not complying, because we're not bought and sold into their system? But if people really got down to it and understood and did the research like you and I do and so many others, you'd say, oh my God, they're just humanitarians for human rights and they join our cause.
You know, anyone that's a truth seeker, anyone that like right up here in Canada right now, we have politicians that are standing the ground and are standing up against and coming out about the truth about everything that's been going on, and they're holding the government accountable like they should. Today, one of our finance critic on the PC party up here, similar to like your Republicans and Democrats,
Yeah.
up here we have the the PC party, the Liberal Party, and the NDP. So one of the PC critics who are second in command that hold the government as a critic for economics, he got fired today. And
Oh,
and
wow.
it's because he's been a truth seeker. So if they're attacking our federal level politicians and removing them from caucus and making them independents and to run on their own, imagine what they do to little guys like me.
Yeah,
Imagine what's
for
coming.
sure.
So our politicians and our leaders that are standing their ground and standing up for us people are being shot down left and right. And even our doctors in the medical industry that are that have a license and that are being held accountable by the associations are being told to shut up and stand down or they will lose their license. And they're afraid for their families. Our lawyers that are under their bills and under the association for lawyers and that are being told to stand down and don't say a word. So anyone that stands their ground and really voices a concern gets shot down. So what's going to happen is there's going to be it's going to be small tribal communities that are all going to come to the forefront and are all going to make the stand as a unified body, and that's what's actually going to be happening out there. It's a scary time. It's an interesting time, but so was World War II when all the soldiers were going across to fight the battles over Europe. They
Yeah.
were terrified, but they did it. They went and they did it. They did it for the people.
Yeah, the bottom line is we just cannot sit back and do nothing, and that's why you and I met. We meet each other worldwide. We meet people worldwide, and we fight it worldwide
We have to.
and local. I mean,
We
of
have to.
course, yeah, and we have to
We have
unite
to.
because
We
this
really
is
do.
what God has called us to. You know.
You know, um, I always say, you get down on your knees and you pray to God and you say, God, you show me the truth. Show me what I need to do. I obviously want to protect my family. I want to protect the interest of my business. I want to protect everything that we've grown and grown to love in this country and in our society as a unified people. I don't want to see any of this. No, none of us do. I don't want to be the guy who's going out there and making a stink and standing the ground and going and causing a ripple effect and putting my family in danger. But as a man and as a follower of God, and as a truth seeker, like you said, we can't stand by while evil overrides good.
Yeah.
The good has to be strong.
Oh, for sure. And we have to do it in a grassroots effort, like you said. The politicians that are on our side, and it's not about politics; it's a global agenda worldwide. That they're taking those people out. So we got to be the ones to say, hey, we're going to stand our ground.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you look at it, standing our ground is also standing against things like if they say, oh, you need a passport, you need a V passport in order to travel, then I'm not traveling anymore. You know what I mean? And
Sad but
or
true.
fight it. But the way that you can fight it too is by enough resistance, and their plan will be thwarted. At least you would
Yeah.
hope. So, yeah.
You know what? Throughout history, empires have risen and empires have fallen. But the people, the common people, have always survived. There will always be common people. Doesn't matter how rich you think you are. The most powerful kings of the time in the 12th century realized the importance of the common people and the respect under common law and the respect of his subjects. And he said, I can have the strongest army, the strongest men with swords to defend the kingdom. But if we the people went up against the kingdom, we could overthrow the 1%. And that's the thing that they got to remember. You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the power in the world. But there's a lot of common people that have a same drive and same goal to defend their families, to do what's right for their people, and to stand up against the tyrants and the people. You got to remember, good will always defeat evil. Maybe not in this world, but you know what? Nobody's going to live forever. It doesn't matter if you're Bill Gates.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're George Soros. It doesn't matter if you're the most richest man in the world.
Yeah.
At one day, one time, you will die.
Yeah.
We all die. And you will be in front of your Lord and your God. And you will be on your knees. Your money will not save you then. you will answer for your sins against crimes against humanity and what you've done on this earth, God's creation, and you will answer and you will pay the ultimate price for the rest of eternity. So you see, we're on a journey. I had a friend pass away in December. He was 51 years old. People come, people go. People come, they die. We all are dying. No matter what day it is, you might get cancer today. You might not. You might go outside and drive your car and get into a car accident and die. We all will die. But when you have a relationship with Jesus and God, you have no fear of any man. You have no fear of dying. You have no fear of anything. And that is the beauty about what I have. I have no fear of anything because I know that my journey on this earth is only for a short period. And one day I'll be in front of my God and my Jesus, and I'll be on my knees saying, you know what, Lord, I know this was real and I knew it, and I'm here for eternity. And I thank God I followed it.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's very well said, and I think we'll end it at that. I really appreciate you coming on. It's so great for you to come on because actually a year ago was when I was in Toronto for a week on vacation.
Beautiful.
And now you look at Toronto and well, they're going to fight it, they're going to fight strong. And bottom line, we do not want a world in the form of the World Economic Forum, what Klaus Schwab wants. That's not, no. Klaus Schwab is not a god, and we don't want their plans, and we will resist it and stand up.
Absolutely. We as you're not American, I'm not Canadian. We're all under God. We are all
exactly
one.
Yeah.
So there is no division of countries here. We are all on the same battlefield, and we will all unite, and we will stand up against this. And one thing I can say about you Americans, you know how to stand your ground. You're true patriots. The one thing about Canadians is that we're very conservative. We like to sit back and we like to be the good guy. No, we don't want to.
But I'd like to say that changed in 2020. I mean, you actually see in Canada rallies, and every week in Toronto, you see the protests. You don't see that here from a humanitarian rights. You don't see that kind of, against this crimes against humanity.
I look at the way your people stood for their belief with Donald Trump. Call what it is.
Yeah.
But you would never see your level of politics here, and the way you guys stand up and stand behind what you believe in. And one thing about the Americans, they're very proud. If you ask American what they are, they'll say they're American Italian. They're American Greek.
Yeah, exactly. Polish.
Up here,
yeah.
You're Greek. You're Greek.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Italian. You're Portuguese.
Yeah.
Up here, we don't. That's the one thing I gotta say I love about America. That patriotism is strong, and it's a powerful tool. And do not ever let anyone take that away from you. Stand strong. Stand firm under God.
Yeah, and same to you and all the people fighting this worldwide. We're all about peace. We're all about love. We're all about human rights and standing for God. So
you know it.
Yeah,
you know it, Mark. It was a great honor and a great privilege to be on your show and to talk to you.
For sure.
And you're my brother, and I love you guys, and I wish everybody nothing but speed and well, and stay healthy and strong.
Many blessings to your family, your business, and everyone. So thanks so much.
You're not alone.
Stay in touch, definitely.
I will. God bless you, brother.
And if they ever, if they don't do this passport thing, I will make sure to come up and visit you.
Boy, you're always welcome.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. Take care.
You too, Mark.
Be blessed. All right.
See you, Chan.